Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I am giving you the best palettes of 2017. At least these are my picks, okay? So there were so many, and I am a palette addict, so I was guilty of pretty much buying a new palette every week. But I actually didn't buy a lot of palettes. For the amount of launches, I didn't get any Huda Beauty palettes. I didn't get any Violet Voss. I didn't, Urban Decay. I got one Urban Decay palette, and that was the Heat palette, which is a good palette. Yeah, so lots of palettes. But I figured what I would do is I would give you, of the ones I bought and that I believe were launched this year, right? Or at least that I discovered, I would give you my favorites. And there are a combination of drugstore and high-end, Sephora and indie brand. So I thought it would be kind of fun because maybe my picks are a little bit different than some of the other channels and it broadens your horizons. Every one of these will not be a surprise, I don't think. No, there might be one that I haven't shown you yet because I just got it this month before Christmas and I love it. But I promise you, but you've seen all these, so I'm just going to gloss through them. Otherwise we would be here until Valentine's Day, which is going to be soon, considering the way time flies. And also I bet is there Valentine's stuff in the stores yet? Oh God, I hate that when that happens. I love Christmas and I am always sad when it's over. I know. Especially it's weird since I start Christmas about halfway through October. You would think I would be sick of it by now, but I'm actually sad to see it go. Start with my discovery this year, which some of you were like, yeah, Rebecca, get on it. You got to download the app and you got to get with the program here. And that's what I did, is I downloaded the app. And I'm talking about Hush, shophush.com. They, I swear, are trolling the high-end brands with dupes. Also though, I don't feel like, this is good stuff. You know, there might be somewhat a compromise in quality in some cases. I'm pretty sure that the Natasha Denona shadows are going to be better than some of these Okalan and Bad Habit, whatever brands, but I'm telling you, if you don't want to spend $100 or even $60 and you want to spend $10 or $16, then check out Shop Hush. So I featured this in the video I did. This is the neutral eyeshadow palette, which is anything but. It's like so many pretty shades, but lots of foils and metallics. This is the Okalan one. And then this one is Okalan Matte. And it is definitely a dupe to the Lime Crime Venus palette. It's actually great packaging. So what I love about these palettes is that they are affordable and the packaging is as good as the mainstream brand that they're kind of trying to duplicate. And I got this one. These are the two I haven't shown you yet. This one is Bad Habit is the brand and Retro Love is the palette, and this is pretty much a dupe for the Anastasia subculture. The subculture is great. I actually really like it. It's very pigmented, kind of almost too pigmented, but this one, if you like the colors in that Anastasia one, I would go for this. It's very similar. There's a lot of good mattes in this one, a lot of good neutrals, but fun. And so I really like that. There's another one that is basically the Prism palette too, I'm telling you. And then my other favorite, I'm actually wearing it today. I'm kind of wearing it with I'm wearing sort of a bunch of different things today. I just sort of did a hodgepodge of shadows. This one is also by Bad Habit and it is the Aphrodite. And I think it is a dupe to the Huda Beauty, one of them anyway. So this one is really pretty. If you love metallic sort of pinks and corals and fun stuff like that. It's really pretty. Or was it the beginning of this year, or was it the end of last year? The Modern Renaissance. I should have looked this up, but I do feel even if it wasn't launched this year, I used it the majority of 2017. But the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette is amazing. It's just, the colors in here are definitely, you know, there's a lot of reds and oranges, but if you like for instance, this color story right here, very neutral. And then even like this, I'm trying to kind of give this color story right here. Yes, it's a little bit more red, but it has some good plums. So if you like mauves, if you like pinks, there are some pretty shades in here, and it's lovely pigmentation with like a nice creamy texture, you know, where it just applies really nicely. Also impressed this year with the Jouer Skinny Dip, which again, I'm like doubting myself, but I think this came out in the spring. This came out in the spring, right? So the Skinny Dip foil shadows are amazing, and this kept selling out, but I feel like there are so many websites like Nordstrom and Beauty Bay and Cult Beauty that carry Jouer now, that I think, and Beautylish, that I think you can still find this. It might even be back on the Jouer website in one of their bundles. But for foiled eyeshadows, for intense pigment with lots of shimmer, this silver one, which is called Starlight, is so, like, it's melted silver. It is the Tin Man. It is so crazy. In fact, I should have worn it today. It's so pretty. Tan lines. There's not a bummer shade in here at all. They're all so pretty. Like Midnight Swim is a little more smoky versus metallic, but Bikini and Starlight are so pretty. So I am a fan of this palette. So this one is not in the drugstore, but it's a drugstore brand, and that's LA Colors. I found this on the LA Colors website. This is $6, $8. It's really cheap. LA Colors you can get at Target. I find it at my Bartell's Drugs, which I know is a local drugstore for the Northwest, but you can find LA Colors in the stores, but the best products are on their website. I did enjoy their foundation. I did enjoy these eyeshadows. This is the Sweet 16, and they have different shade ranges, and this one is the Seductive. It's just a surprisingly good palette for the price, and I love their brow pencil, Browy Wowie. I'm wearing it. It's so waxy. It just spreads on. It's really weird. Wet n Wild reformulated these palettes, or at least I should say launched some new palettes. They're usually like in a, oh no. Remember when they were in like 10, I think it was 2 rows of 5, and now they have them like this. These are these are $4.99. I'm always doing that. This one is a lot of the colors from the Anastasia Modern Renaissance. This is a great palette. There are 4 shade ranges to choose from. That is the swatch for some of them, and they're just so good. Between the mattes, the shimmers are not as maybe metallic, you know, it's not going to be like the Jouer foil Skinny Dip shadows, but the shimmers are pretty, and I mean, Wet n Wild is doing it. I really love this stuff. I don't know why I kind of have this sort of side-eye eye roll when I talk about this one, but it's the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette, and I think it's because, you know, there's always so much drama when you get things that have to do with YouTubers that are with millions of followers that do collabs. There's always dirt on the company itself, or how much money so-and-so got, or they all get these affiliate links and they're just making all this money and they're just pushing it's just like, oh my gosh. I I like don't even, I try to not even get that in my hemisphere. Like I'm just like, some of it I read and then some of it I just go, nope, blah, 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 blah. I'm just gonna worry about the makeup. So this came out in June, July, I think, and it is now a permanent item on the Morphe site on Ulta.com, and it is a spectacular palette. It really is. It's not maybe the best in the world. I definitely have a few shades that if I had created this, I would have added. I think there needs to be a couple more taupe, kind of mushroomy gray shades. I think there needs to be a bisque that is matte and a white, but that's fine. That's just me. But I love it. I really do. I don't reach for it as often as I should, but of the Morphe palettes, this one is my favorite. Oh, speaking of, is the BH Cosmetics. This is kind of my new little favorite in terms of, you know, Morphe gets so much attention, and I just am in love with BH Cosmetics. They come up with the funnest palette launches that are really affordable, and this is their Pro palette. It was sold out for a while. I think it's available again. It is 42 shades of mattes and shimmers, metallics. You know, there's neutrals, there's fun colors. If you're gonna get one palette from BH Cosmetics, I would get this one. In terms of, you know, ones that got a lot of attention this year, Too Faced launched a lot of palettes, and I probably bought 2 of them, maybe 3. Yeah, I think. I did pick up this matte peach palette. It smells good. There are some really nice shades in here that I'm gonna give it that. The packaging is nice, it feels good. The Velvet Matte Shadows, all matte. They range from very light to kind of a more rich orangey, I know, but there are some really pretty browns and some really pretty, you know, vanilla shades. So I'm a fan of this one. I did love the Candy Johnson palette. That is gone. You can't get that anymore, except for maybe on eBay, I don't know. That was fun. I loved that. So, and I know there's a ton. I mean, they're coming out with, aren't they coming out with like a white peach or something? And then they've got the new chocolate gold. And I mean, there's a lot. So I try to control myself. I did, though, pick up this Tarte one. There's always a lot of Tarte palettes. I maybe bought 2 or 3 this year, if that. But this one stood out to me. These bronzers down here, or contour shades, whichever you want to use them for, are so pigmented, but they're matte. So if that's something you're looking for, it's like literally working with cocoa powder. You know what I mean? It's the pigmentation is crazy. And I think that they're pretty dark. They're not so light. So if you're a medium skin tone, this would work so well for you. These eyeshadows are so pretty, and they are matte. Clay Play face shaping palette. And I just really like this. I like the packaging. It feels good. Okay, last 2. This one is such a good staple palette to have. Doll 10 this is their eyeshadow palette 2, Pro eyeshadow palette 2. The first one was mauves and more of a purpley toned. This one is brown. Like we've got taupes and browns and khaki and vanilla, and it is so good. Go to the QVC website, check out what they have for specials or, you know, easy pay, that kind of thing, bundles. So this palette I really recommend because it's just really pretty. It's very wearable. It's very easy to work with, and it's pretty. I mean, and you can take it, you know what I mean? Like it's not too big, but it's kind of perfect. Yeah. So then for fun, the last one, this is an indie brand. the Ace Beauty or Ace Beauté. Their quintessential palette that they launched this year. Ace Beauty has been around for a while. I really just heard about them this year. I think they have like eyelashes and maybe single eyeshadows, but this is their first palette and it's the quintessential palette, and it might remind you of like a Juvia's Place or something like that, which by the way, oh my gosh, the Juvia's Place is so good, and they have beautiful things too. Beautiful launch. They launched some this year as well, but I thought I would talk about this one because I feel like it doesn't get enough love. They've been having specials since Black Friday on their website, like 25% off your purchase, that kind of thing. So check them out. And the foils in here are insane. You know, if you're looking for these rich jewel hues, this juniper, look at that. So fun palette. Oh, and actually the patchouli and nutmeg are such good shades for transition and neutral. So, and it has a black one in there. I always say a good palette needs a black shadow. So there are my picks for 2017 palettes. It's exciting. I mean, sometimes I'm sort of irritated with the beauty community because it's like they just keep shoving stuff at us. And sometimes I'm thrilled because I feel like makeup has never been this paramount in terms of innovation and color and selection and variety. So, you know, but it's like, oh my God, stop, slow down. I can't take it all. But anyway, yeah, so thanks for sticking with me. I hope you enjoyed this and my obsession with palettes, and I hope you're subscribed to my channel. Please give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Bye.